Hello, beautiful writers. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to discuss 21 rules for writers. If you're new, welcome. And if you're back for more, another welcome. If you haven't already, I would love if you would hit the subscribe and notify button. I don't know. I just think that's something you have to say on YouTube. I'm not sure why. Anyway, 21 rules for writers. Now, a lot of people are familiar with a book. It was called The 21 Rules for a Successful Life. It's kind of a feel-good advice book full of chock full of wisdom for the average person. The average person. Writers, we're different. We're in a good way, I think. So here's my take on those 21 rules just for writers. 1, marry the right person. This one decision will determine 90% of your happiness or misery. Marry a editor or an agent or a bigwig at a publishing house. If you can't do that, marry a techie who works at Amazon and who can create algorithms in your favor. If you can't do that, at least marry someone who reads. And if you can't do that, at least marry someone who respects your creativeness, who respects that you're a writer and is proud of your writing. Number 2, work at something you enjoy and that's worthy of your time and your talent. For writers, this means to write the genre that you love to read. Write blogs that are near and dear to your heart. If you love to do something, it's not really work. It's more like play. Number 3, give people more than they expect and do it cheerfully. Share your expertise, your tips, your advice, and inspiration with others. Kind of what I do on this YouTube channel. Do it with a smile in your heart and in your posts or your tweets. Pay it forward. And if you don't believe in karma, just remember the ease at which a disgruntled friend on any of the platforms can slam you over the internet. 4, be forgiving of yourself and others. Typos aren't the end of the world. Somewhere I heard an editor, maybe mine, gasping. Writers write. We write a lot of words. Blogs, tweets, Facebook posts, Instagram. I don't know anybody who employs a full-time proofreader. I'm very appreciative when someone messages me to point out a typo because you know what? I make a lot of them. I'm doing a lot of writing. I don't find them all. Do you know how many tweets I've had to delete and redo? 5, become the most positive and enthusiastic person you know. Now, for a lot of this is going to be really, really tough. Why? Because there are rejection letters plastered all over our house. Okay, you know they're not really plastered, but your mailbox is full of them. And that doesn't make us super enthusiastic or positive. Maybe you have no new followers, no retweets, no comments or likes. Life is hard on the social internet world. Cry on the inside if you like, but smile while you can to the outside world. Number 6, be generous. Be generous with praise for fellow writers, with book promotions, with retweets, with comments, with shares, and also be generous with yourself. You know, some days it feels like the muse is in my house and she's sitting on my shoulder, took residence in my brain. Other times, I'm just spewing word vomit. If I'm having a word vomit day, if the muse is nowhere in sight, then I will do something else. I will do a non-writing task like social networking, reading blogs, watching YouTubes, reading novels, researching. At least I'm using it as author time. 7, persistence. 1 book, 2 book, 3 book, 4. Don't give up. Very few people are overnight successes. And that's why they have these amazing stories, because there's so few of them. And seriously, and you've heard this before, overnight success takes 10 years. I think I'm on year 9. Connect with people. Work your booty off. Genius is 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. That alone should be inspiring. You know, Thomas Edison said that. and he's no slouch in the enlightened department. Number 8, have a grateful heart. Be thankful for every retweet, for every book purchase and download, for every comment, for every share, for every review. Even if it's a bad review, it's still a review. Do something nice for your ARC readers or your friends who read multiple drafts, and for the spouse who is okay with you, alone in your room working on your novel. Number 9, discipline yourself to save money on even a modest salary. Now, this doesn't describe you, then you can probably just, forward a little bit on the YouTube video. But for most of us, writers, indie authors, traditional authors, we need things. We need new technology. We need graphic design. We need editing service. We have fees for things like Publishers Marketplace, for WordPress, for web host providers, for AMS ads. There's so many different things. Just the other day, I was on a site. I'm like, designer shoes, used designer shoes, or a new ring light. Shoes. You know what? I chose the ring light. Number 10, treat everyone you meet like you want to be treated. Be nice. You never know. The forgetful waitress might be a paranormal book blogger. The guy in the cubicle next to you might inadvertently give you an idea for a story or a plot twist. The lady with the crazy outfit might be an agent. You just never know who you're going to meet. I was sending some swag out to a reader, and I was at the shipping office, and the lady asked me, young girl, said, what's in the package? I said, swag. Probably the last thing she expected to hear. She's like, swag? What do you do? So I told her, guess what? She's a reader. Score. Number 11, commit yourself to constant improvement. 10,000 hours. That's how many hours Malcolm Gladwell says you need to become a master at something. Hopefully those 10 hours are something you're doing correctly as opposed to incorrectly. We do a lot of writing. 10,000 hours is a lot of writing. But if you're writing and seeking out information about authorial techniques, marketing techniques, literary tips and tricks, then you're on the right path. You can take writing classes, you can go to conferences, you can learn the craft. Number 12, commit yourself to quality. Do the very best work you can. As I've said in other videos, good enough is never good enough. Give 200%. It takes me a few hours to write a vlog and then even more time to edit. I do the best job that I can possibly do with my resources. That's hours that I'm not working on my novel. But I don't rush. I try to give good YouTube. Anything a writer puts out there, is a reflection of who you are, your platform, your work. Be mindful of that when you put yourself, no matter what it is, out there. Number 13, understand that happiness is not based on possessions, power, or prestige, but on relationships with people you love and respect. Huh? Happiness is based on sales. Just kidding. Writers need to possess a computer, harness the power of creativity, and study the craft of those with literary prestige. Writers also need to work on relationships because most novels are about relationships. 14, be loyal. If you've created a writing routine that works, stick with it. Stay with it. Do you have a lucky mug? I don't know where mine is. Do you have a lucky routine, a perfect spot, or a perfect time? Go with it and then try to squeeze out every beautiful syllable that you can during that time. Now, things happen and we have to shift things around, in which case you need to not be a slave to your routine, but create a new routine. Routines help you stick to things. 15, be honest. How many Twitter followers do you have? How famous are you? How many books are you selling? Who are you fooling? You bought all your prestigious awards? You inflate your monthly sales on Facebook? I've seen it all, I've heard it all, and frankly, you can be vetted very quickly nowadays. So don't let that come back and bite you. 16, be a self-starter. This is super important. Honestly, I think this should have been on like the second or third spot for this particular video. Dreaming is great, something all of us should do, but it's the hard work that turns dreams into realities. Most people don't like hard work. It's not fun. It's frustrating. It forces you out of your comfort zone. Fortunately, as writers, at least we can write in comfy pants. The more things you self-start and the more you do them, the more confidence you have and the more things you will start. It's kind of a snowball effect. 17, be decisive, even if it means you're going to be wrong sometime. Hemming and hawing may result in a missed opportunity. Now, I'm not saying to be rash or make hasty decisions. You need to do the vetting, make good decisions, plot, research. Don't be too hasty, but don't take too much time. Find the sweet spot. 18, stop blaming others. Take responsibility for every part of your life. Each of us only have so many hours in the writing day. If you have those hours and you're avoiding writing, ask yourself, why? That's a you thing. Figure it out. Why are you procrastinating? I find that people don't do something they want to do or should do for two reasons. It's too difficult or it's too hard. If it's too difficult, if it's something you have to do, you break it out into small, doable, learnable bits. It's a little bit easier to digest. If your novel is too boring, for heaven's sake, make it more interesting. 19, be bold and courageous. When people look back at their life, they regret the things they didn't do more than the things they did do. That doesn't apply to all of us. Query that agent. Pitch that novel. Talk to the editor at the conference. Send a message to the bookstagrammer. You never know. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by taking a chance. I've had to take a lot of chances, and I really regret it. None of them. 20, take good care of those you love. Now, there's two kinds of those you love. The characters that you love and the real people that you love. For the characters that you love, make them as real to your readers as possible. Take good care of them with characterization. And for the real people in your life, the flesh and blood people, come up for air, leave your writing cave, give them a big hug, because when it's time to celebrate, you need somebody to celebrate with. 21, don't do anything that wouldn't make mom or dad proud. Books, blogs, tweets, comments, you don't want them to be cringeworthy the next day. And also, and I see a lot of this everywhere on every social media platform, be mindful of socioeconomic status, ethnicity, politics, culture, race, gender, religion. Be mindful of those things before posting anything insulting, demeaning, negative. Why would you piss off a potential reader? I don't know, but I see people doing it all the time. People are entitled to their opinions, to their life, whatever thoughts are in their head. Don't bash them. You just want them to read your book. Okay, so there are the 21 rules for writers. I hope you enjoyed. And you know what I'm going to say next? Subscribe, notify, and remember, writers, dream, create, and embrace. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.